haven't touched the violin for 2 weeks. So in the meantime, as I get my chops back in place, we're gonna do something a little bit more laid back today. We're gonna do a chairs that I have played on tier list. Now, before we get into the content of this video, I want to address some of the questions that I have seen a lot of people ask me about what this channel is about. This is not a tutorial channel. I'm not here to teach anyone how to play the instrument. I would even say it's not even a music channel. You know, what this YouTube channel is about just me sharing stuff that I do in my free time. Now, this is not stuff that I do in my free time. I don't sit here in the office here and just start doing tier lists on chairs, right? This is not what I do. So I play violin, and I just think about stuff like this. Now, this is a tier list based on chairs that me as a violinist have played on before, and there's a few interesting ones in here. And they're gonna be ranked based on how comfortable or how optimal or appropriate it has been to play on them. Some of them are comfortable to sit on, but not necessarily comfortable to play on. So let's get straight into the video. This is gonna be exciting, just a little laid back content. A green metal foldable chair. This is such a stupid video. It's great. Green metal foldable chair. Nice and loud, especially if it's an older model and if it doesn't have the rubber at the bottom. It gets really loud, so you can't really move on it very much, which you shouldn't really need to move a lot, but I kind of like some freedom of movement. It can be uncomfortable past the hour mark if you're playing on something like this. And it's very unreliable as far as like sometimes it's bent because of the metal just bent over time and it's not reliable on the angle in which you're sitting on. So I'm actually gonna put it on C tier. I'm gonna put it on C tier. It's not a bad chair. It's just unreliable and it's really loud. I did a festival and we played at the Houston Symphony Hall. This is the Burger Vault something 2002, and I looked it up online to see if I could buy it. It's like a $500 chair, but it is so good. I didn't even mess with it too much because I was afraid to mess with it too much, and we didn't have enough time in the hall to do all the adjustments on it. But this chair is the peak performance of chairs for musicians. For any, like every single section had this chair. So it could be good for violin, for cello, for, I don't think bass. I think the bassists have their own stools and whatnot. But it had everything. You can adjust the angle, you can adjust how deep the back goes, the height. It's just a beautiful chair. S tier. Easy S tier. If it was based on which one I would buy, I would probably put it elsewhere because it's just too pricey. But if I can just sit on it for the rest of my life, S tier. This chair is the best chair I've ever sat on. It's crazy. We got the black cushion. This is a bit of cushion in it. Black cushion, sort of orchestra chair. Most of your music schools, I imagine, would have something like this or something like the white plastic or the black plastic. Or the slanted cushion. Slanted cushion, black metal. I'm going to go with solid A tier. A little bit better than the black plastic. The black plastic I'll say as a B tier. Let's just get that out of the way. A tier on black cushion. It's good. And the reason why I say it's better than B tier is because it's easier on your butt. The only downfall is that sometimes it's a little bit too raised at the front when you're sitting at, so you're forced to lay back on it a little bit too much, which I don't like. I like to sit like borderline falling off the chair at the very tip, because I just like that freedom of movement. But it is more comfortable overall. I think if you're having a long rehearsal or something like that, sitting on this chair will probably be pretty good. B tier on the similar model, but instead non-cushioned. Reason being, of course, because it's not cushioned. It's just hard plastic, so your butt's gonna suffer. I find that it has less of a slant at the front usually, so that makes me want to sit on it a little bit better, a little bit easier, I think. Let's go with the couch. The couch. I would honestly, and this might be a little controversial. The couch gets a lot of hate, but I think for violin playing, it's not too bad. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Because if you're sitting right on the center of it, it's not that much of a problem to be on it. The only downfall is if you're sitting with someone next to you on the couch, and then you have the armrest, that can be a little bit of a problem. But it's not fully a armrest chair. It's not fully an armrest chair because you can sit in the center if you can, if you have to. This is a 2-person couch. I haven't sat on a 3-person couch while I play. 2-person couch or 2-seat couch or whatever. So I'll put it on C tier because it's not the worst and it's pretty comfortable and you can just lay down if you're having a rehearsal, like a quartet rehearsal with some friends and that's what you're sitting on. Sit on that, it's not too bad. I would recommend playing like professionally, of course, like on it. Slanted, cushioned black orchestra chairs. This is kind of like what I had to do to find these chairs is I had to Google cello chairs and this is what kind of showed up. I'll put this on S tier. This chair, if you haven't sat on a cello specific chair and you're a violinist, give it a shot because they have a little slant sort of like downwards at the very tip and it's just golden. It just feels so good. You feel like you can move a lot and you sitting right at the tip of the, not right at the tip, but it's easier for you to sit at the middle edge of the chair and you don't feel like you're gonna fall off or anything. It's really nice. It's really comfortable and your legs just kind of fall naturally on the floor instead of being a little too raised. I'll give that an S tier. And they're cushioned, so it's like a perfect marriage between these 2 chairs right here, except you get the angle, so it's like easy S tier for me. Armrest office chair. This gets a D tier. If there was an F tier, I would put it on F tier. But I'm settling for D tier because I think this chairs is not that complicated. Anything with an armrest and that is restricting like that, D tier immediately. With violin, you can't have an armrest like that because you want to be able to move you want to be able to move your arms pretty comfortably and the armrest gets in the way. Pretty self-explanatory if you've been playing for a little bit. Avoid them at all costs. They do not make your playing any better. This is what I'm calling the wedding chairs, wedding with cushion chairs and hard back. These are all right. I find that they usually have a pretty decent height and they are not very intrusive as far as real estate that you have to sit on. I find like the angle's usually pretty flat on these as well. So it's not too bad. I'm gonna put it on B tier. The cushion on it is not bad. A lot of times though, if you're sitting there for too long, the cushion will come loose and it will start sliding off. I'll give it a B tier. It's a solid chair. It wouldn't be my personal pick for like best ever. You know, it's nothing like these 2 right here. We got the red vintage orchestra chair. If you've played in a place that has perhaps like an older theater or something like that, or even like just like a theater, not really like a music hall, and they have these chairs. I'm choosing specifically this color because if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you've seen these red chairs, if you know, you know. So I'm gonna put them on B tier. The reason why I'm putting these on B tier, because usually they're really old and the cushion has been worn out quite a bit. So it's basically this chair, but without the cushion being as good, if that makes any sense. I will say one downside about these cushion chairs is that for some reason, they can get really, really smelly. If you don't wash these chairs, they can get really, really smelly. I was playing at a festival and it wasn't me. Okay, it wasn't me. Okay, I will sit on the chair and the stench that will come out of that chair, it's almost like something died inside the chair, inside the cushion of the chair. And I will sit on it and the stench that will come out of it was just legendary. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It's like if someone pepper sprayed the room. It was absurd. So as long as you keep it clean, it's nice. Gaming chair, honestly, D tier. Not really good at playing. Not really good at playing on it. These just gets in the way, and it's just a little too many variables, I think, for you to sit comfortable in it. Not very much to say. It has handles, so it sucks. Let's go with a hammock. A hammock is kind of like a couch, You get some more freedom of movement because you get to, swing on it a little bit more. And I know people are going to be like, a hammock is not a chair, but you can sit on a hammock, so we're going to call it a chair. And I have played on a hammock, like sitting on a hammock, so probably sit here. It's not the worst. It's similar to a couch in a way. Just don't sit with someone else in it. It'll be really uncomfortable. But you get freedom of movement. There's no really armrests, and it's nice. It's chill. It's a chill little vibe to sit on it, I would say. It's not too bad. Not a bad option, in my opinion. It's a solid C tier. Office black leather, D tier. Same reason why. Handles on it. Don't do it. If it has handles, try to just get a stool or something. Like, I don't know what else to say. If it has handles, just don't play on it. We have here these, what I have like maybe like, it's kind of like a leather sort of orchestra chair. I would honestly put these closer to A tier, in my opinion. But I'm gonna put it on B tier. It's really similar to the black plastic. It's just a little softer to the touch, I guess, in a way. And but again, the counter side is that if it's really old, really used, it's going to be more slanted and it's going to be not as firm. And I do like the backrest on it a little more. It's more comfortable to sit on for longer periods of time, I think. It's just a little too slanted for my taste. A little too slanted. Piano chairs or piano stools or whatever they're called, they get an A tier. Piano benches. Piano benches get an A tier. Adjustable height, that's really all you need. That's really all you need, and you get the benefit that you get to move freely back and forth. If you're playing like a concert with this and like a quartet, and you're using that, that's great. It's perfect because you're not playing, usually more than an hour or so. And the reason why I'm not having an S tier is because it doesn't have a backrest. It's not universally good. But if you have smaller rehearsals or shorter rehearsals, you're playing at a concert or a recital or something like that, piano bench, A tier, easy. Beats any of these down here, for sure. School chair with the little table on it, that's removable. We're just gonna assume that that's a removable thingy. Honestly, D tier. It's not good enough. This removable thing here is not good enough. Because sometimes it either stays poking up or it's on the side, and so you have to sit like on the very edge of it to do your thing, and even then it's a little bit uncomfortable because you're sitting on the edge. It's just not good. It's not worth it. Of course, if it was just this plank thing here on top, it's even worse. If it's removable, like this little thing is removable, it might be a little better, like if the whole thing was removable, but usually they're not fully removable. Usually it's like you slide it off to the side and it comes up. So that's not good enough. For me, that's not good enough. So that gets a D tier. Plastic white. Let's say plastic hollowed white. Honestly, I like it. It's comfortable to sit on for longer periods of time. But these ones come with a butt shape on it. It's just a little too aggressive for my taste. I'm going to put it on C tier. They are light. They are nice to sit on for longer periods of time. The butt curve on it is just a little too aggressive for my taste. So it really forces you to sit a specific way and that specific way only. But yeah, that's I'm pretty confident with this tier list. I think this is a good little tier list. Let me know if you agree or not with the ranking here of these chairs. But that's about it, really. I'll see you all in the next one.